You want to know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of the ANC and their 113th anniversary of what exactly? Celebrating a legacy of betrayal, a legacy of putting people through shit year after shit year while they sit back, sip champagne, and pat themselves on the back for a job horrendously done? Let me tell you something. They are not celebrating progress. They are celebrating failure. They are celebrating your misery. They are celebrating your struggle. They are celebrating none other than your poverty. Now I'm going to tell you why these lame ass celebrations make me sick, and why it makes every other struggling, unemployed, poverty-stricken person, young and old, absolutely sick to their stomach. Imagine this. You're living on scraps, you're unemployed, and you're barely trying to get by, and the people you voted for, the people you trusted, are throwing themselves a goddamn birthday party. They don't care about you. They care about one person, and that's themselves. And that is the hard, ugly truth the people who vote for the ANC don't want to face. They keep thinking about their glorious past. They love to remind us of the struggles and the sacrifices they made, of the heroes who were in the ANC who fought for freedom. What they won't tell you is that the ANC of today isn't the ANC you love so much. It's a shadow, a bloated corpse that is filled with greed, corruption, and self-interest. The leaders of today are not the freedom fighters of yesterday. They are opportunists wearing the masks of revolutionaries, fighting for power. And you want to know what's worse? They think you're too dumb to notice. They think that throwing around words like liberation and freedom will make you forget that you're living in a shack with no running water while they're living in mansions with 24 hours maximum security. They've turned the legacy of the struggle into a brand, a marketing campaign. And it's not about the people anymore. It's about power and profit. And now here we are, 113 years, a milestone they call it. But a milestone of what? Of unemployment hitting record highs, of the economy crumbling, a milestone for Eskom turning South Africa into a blackout nation, for hospitals where people die in the waiting rooms, for schools where children sit on the floor because there aren't enough desks. That is not a milestone. That is a goddamn tragedy. I want to paint you a picture to put you on game real quick. Somewhere right now, there is a family sitting in darkness because the lights are out again. No electricity, no heating, no food on the stove. Their gas stove they managed to somehow afford. The parents are unemployed. The children are hungry and have to go to school tomorrow and hope for a better future. But their hope for a better future died a long time ago. While the ANC members are in their fancy town halls, popping bottles and celebrating 113 years of success. If that doesn't make you sick, I don't know what will. And you want to know something? There are people out there who will behead me for making this video. I'm talking about the most loyal ANC supporters you could ever find in this country. And if you're one of them watching this, one of the people who still vote for the ANC, which is now a shadow of what it once was, and despite what they put you through, guess what? That's fine. Because everyone has a right to vote for what they want to vote for, right? But I'm just going to say one thing. The same people you vote for and defend so much, the same people whose demonic actions you justify every 4 years to convince yourself to vote for them again, the same people you give a damn about so much, they don't give a fuck about you either. What you need to understand is this. The same people you vote for, the same people who smile and shake your hand every 5 years don't give a flying fuck about what you had to go through to afford a loaf of bread yesterday. They don't care. They don't care that you're skipping meals so that your child can eat. They don't care that you're a pregnant teenager. They don't care that your electricity has been cut for days because load shedding isn't just a crisis anymore. It's become your reality. They don't care. Let's talk about unemployment. Because let's be real, the ANC has created a generation of hopelessness. No pun intended. Youth unemployment is over 60%. 60%. That is not a statistic. That is millions of lives wasted. Millions of dreams shattered. Millions of young people sitting at home, staring at the walls, wondering what the hell they are supposed to do with their lives. Millions of young people who are basically having their ears pooped on. And that poop is the lies they keep hearing from the ANC members. Meanwhile, you're sitting there, unemployed. And unemployed, they motivate you to celebrate December and New Year like there's no tomorrow. Buy all the alcohol you want, consume all the drugs you want, go to Chris Brown concerts that will make you broke and benefit absolutely fucking nothing. And yes, I will argue until this day and age, left, right, and center, that Chris Brown concert should have never happened. And why? Not because Chris Brown is bad or anything. No. You've got it all wrong. You want to really know why? I don't know. Maybe because there's millions of hungry, unemployed, poverty-stricken people and children in this country whom all that spent money on that concert could have actually scratched that, should have actually gone to. And meanwhile, your beloved ANC is busy handing out tenders to their friends and lining their pockets, getting them to higher positions that you can ever go to in life. You want to know why so many young people are turning to crime? Why communities are plagued by violence and drugs? Because when you take away hope, people will do whatever it takes to survive. And the ANC has stolen that hope. They've stolen the future of an entire generation. You want to know what really gets me? It's that betrayal. People trusted the ANC because people believed in them. They were supposed to be the party of the people. The party that would lift you out of poverty and build a better future for you and your children. But instead, they sold you out. They sold you out for luxury cars, designer suits, foreigner wives, and offshore bank accounts. And don't even get me started on the corruption. Billions of rand that could have been used to build schools, hospitals, and infrastructure has disappeared into the pockets of politicians and cronies. Gone. And when they are caught, nothing happens. No one goes to jail. No one is held accountable. It's business as usual. All that will happen is that they just go to the Zondo Commission and answer a few questions, and that's about it. We have to scrape on the crumbs while they feast on the table. We are the dogs in this situation. And then they have the audacity to celebrate 130 years. 113 years of what? Of failure, betrayal, of exploiting the very people that put them into power. I want to put you on game real quick. Somewhere in this country, there is a single teenage mother who's working 2 jobs just to put food on the table. She is exhausted, she is stressed, and she is wondering how she's going to pay the rent this month. Does the ANC give a fuck about her? No. They are too busy planning their next gala dinner. Somewhere else, there is a student who is dreaming of a better life, but they can't afford to go to the university because NSFAS is a joke. The government is a joke and doesn't care about education unless it's for their own kids. They don't even learn in this country anyway. Meanwhile, that student is sitting in their room staring at a textbook they can't even understand because the schools they went to were so underfunded they never got a proper education. Does the ANC care about them? Heck no. They're too busy taking selfies at their anniversary celebrations. And you know what? Let me say it. Enough is enough. You gotta wake up. You need to stop celebrating the people who are celebrating your misery. I'm talking to ANC supporters. It's time to stop voting for a party that doesn't give a flying fuck about you, because as long as you keep giving them power, they're going to keep abusing it, because that's not the ANC you voted for 30 years ago. This is a different ANC. It is a hungry ANC and not the good hungry. An ANC that wants to feed off of your pension and your children's. What freedom are you talking about? The freedom to struggle every single day just to survive? That is not freedom, that is oppression. And it's time to call it what it is. You need leaders who actually give a damn. You need leaders who will put the people first. You need leaders who will roll up their sleeves and put their head down and work instead of throwing themselves 113-year anniversary parties. You need justice. You need change. And it starts with you. It starts with refusing to accept this bullshit any longer. It starts with standing up and saying, you know what, enough is enough. Because if you don't, no one will and nothing will change. So the ANC will keep celebrating their successes while the rest of you suffer. And that's not the South Africa you want to live in. Certainly not the one I want to live in. So what is the South Africa you want to live in? But nonetheless, happy 113th to the ANC. Happy anniversary of corruption, incompetence, mediocrity, and broken promises. Keep celebrating your failure while the rest of you clean up your mess. Because when history writes the story of these years, it won't be about your achievements. It'll be about how you abandoned the very people you claimed to fight for. And trust me, history ain't kind. Wake up, ANC supporters. Wake up, South Africa. You're celebrating people who wouldn't give a crap if you collapsed right there. They'd act like they did, but that's because they have your vote now. You're celebrating people who prey on your desperation and promise you the same thing every 4 fucking years. knowing they won't keep a single one of them. A political party that lives off just the name alone. Stop celebrating people who celebrate your misery 24/7. Tell me what you think. Goodbye.